Eric Mason walked into the grand hall of the Galactic Conclave with his shoulders straight and head high. But inside, he felt small. The giant crystal dome above showed countless stars, many of which held worlds that thought Earth was a joke. "The human delegate approaches," announced a bored voice. The translator in Eric's ear caught the slight tone of amusement from the Zinthari speaker. Around the circular table sat representatives from 26 spacefaring civilizations. Some had scales, others had tentacles, a few glowed with inner light. All of them looked at Eric with some mixture of pity, amusement, or plain disinterest. "Ambassador Mason," rumbled Craxus, the Draconian representative. His massive reptilian form towered over the other delegates even while seated. "How nice of Earth to join us. We were just discussing faster-than-light technology standards. Perhaps you would like to just observe. Given your species has only achieved 0.3 light speed." Laughter rippled around the table. Eric forced a smile. "Actually, we have some ideas about improving the efficiency of." "Ideas," interrupted Silara of the Zinthari, her silver eyes flashing. "Humanity always has ideas, but your brains are so limited. No offense intended." More laughter. Eric felt his face grow hot, but kept his diplomatic smile fixed. Back on Earth, Olivia Ward was having an equally frustrating day. As commander of Earth's Space Force, she sat through another budget meeting where politicians questioned why they should fund space defense at all. "The aliens don't take us seriously anyway," said Congressman Paul Rogers, leaning back in his chair. "Why spend billions on ships when the Draconians could wipe out our entire fleet with one of theirs?" Olivia tapped her tablet. "Because if we don't build up our strength, we'll never earn their respect. The galaxy isn't a friendly place." "It seems friendly enough," Rogers argued. "They let us join the conclave, didn't they?" "They let us in to laugh at us," Olivia said quietly. Across town, Dr. Alan Powell worked late in his lab. His eyes were red from lack of sleep as he stared at the simulation of his new propulsion system. If it worked, it could triple Earth's fastest speeds. The door opened, and his assistant Ben walked in. "Still working?" Ben asked, placing a coffee on the desk. The Zinthari published another paper calling human science charmingly primitive, Alan said, rubbing his eyes. "They didn't even bother looking at my research before dismissing it. Why do you care what they think?" Alan looked up. "Because they control the grants, the publishing, the resources. Because without their approval, Earth will stay decades behind everyone else." In orbit above Earth, Lisa Blackwood's patrol vessel was being scanned by a much larger Draconian ship. "Captain," called her sensor officer. "They're moving into the asteroid belt. Those are registered Earth mining claims." Lisa opened a communication channel. "Draconian vessel, you are entering Earth-claimed territory. Please acknowledge." The reptilian face that appeared on screen didn't bother hiding its amusement. "Claimed? By what authority?" "The Conclave declared this system open territory yesterday." "What?" "There was no vote." "There was. Your ambassador was present. Perhaps he didn't understand the proceedings." The Draconian captain made a sound that might have been a laugh. "Now stand aside, little human. We have work to do." The communication cut. Lisa stared at the blank screen, then at the massive Draconian mining ship moving toward asteroids that Earth companies had spent years preparing to harvest. "Orders, Captain," asked her first officer. Lisa's hands tightened on her chair. "Record everything. There's nothing else we can do." That night, Eric Mason, Olivia Ward, Alan Powell, and Lisa Blackwood all looked up at the same stars, feeling the same thing. Earth was the galaxy's joke. None of them knew that in 3 years, no one in the galaxy would be laughing anymore. 3 months after the Draconians seized the asteroid belt, Lisa Blackwood stood on the bridge of the U.S. Defiant and watched helplessly as alien mining ships stripped Earth's resources. Her ship, once the pride of Space Force, seemed tiny next to the massive alien vessels. "Captain, we're being hailed," said her communications officer. A Zinthari face appeared on screen. Unlike the reptilian draconians, the Zintheri looked almost human except for their silver eyes and blue-tinted skin. "Human vessel, you are too close to our operation. Move back, or we will move you." Lisa clenched her jaw. "This is Captain Blackwood of Earth Space Force. You're in Earth's solar system." The Zintheri laughed. "The Conclave ruled that the solar system beyond your moon belongs to whoever can use it best. Can you use it better than us?" The alien gestured to their advanced mining equipment. There was nothing Lisa could do. The Defiant's weapons wouldn't even scratch the Zintheri shields. She ordered her ship to retreat. Back on Earth, Commander Olivia Ward read Lisa's report with growing anger. She took it straight to the President's office. "Madam President, they're stripping our system bare," Olivia said, placing the report on Samantha Reeves' desk. "We need to respond." President Reeves looked tired. "Respond how?" "Their ships outclass ours in every way. Ambassador Mason is trying diplomacy." "Diplomacy isn't working," said Eric Mason, who entered the office looking as if he hadn't slept in days. The Conclave laughed at our formal protest. "The Draconians call us primitive monkeys trying to claim stars." The President rubbed her temples. "What about Dr. Powell's new technologies?" "Anything that might help." As if on cue, Dr. Alan Powell was escorted in by security. His lab coat was stained with coffee, and his eyes were bright with either madness or excitement. "I did it," he said. "The quantum shield works. In testing, it absorbed energy from laser weapons and made itself stronger." The others stared at him. "You're saying you've created a defense against alien weapons?" asked Commander Ward. "Better," said Alan. "The more they shoot at us, the stronger the shield gets." "This could change everything," Eric said. "We should present it at the Centennial Galactic Expo next month." President Reeves nodded slowly. "If we can show the galaxy we're not as primitive as they think." 2 weeks later, Dr. Powell set up his demonstration at the expo on the neutral space station Alpha Centauri Prime. Aliens from across the galaxy gathered to share technology, though few bothered to visit the human section. Alan's hands shook slightly as he prepared his device. This was his chance to prove humans deserved respect. Commander Ward stood nearby, watching the aliens with distrust. When the demonstration began, everything worked perfectly for the first minute. The quantum shield glowed blue around the test object, absorbing energy blasts. The few aliens watching showed surprise on their various faces. Then, suddenly, the shield flickered and died. Sparks flew from the device. What should have been humanity's triumph became yet another embarrassment. "Typical human craftsmanship," said a passing Draconian with a laugh. That night, as the human delegation prepared to leave the expo in defeat, Eric discovered something in the broken device: signs of sabotage. Tiny nanobots had eaten through key components, nanobots of Zintheri design. When Eric presented this evidence to the Conclave Security Council, the Zintheri ambassador waved it away. "Perhaps the humans are trying to blame others for their failures," he suggested, to more laughter. That evening, Eric, Olivia, Alan, and Lisa met in a secure room on the human transport ship. "They're never going to respect us," Lisa said quietly. "Then we make them fear us," replied Olivia. President Reeves, joining via secure channel, took a deep breath. "I never wanted this, but we're out of options. Commander Ward, you have authorization to begin Operation Phoenix." No one in the room smiled. They all knew what was coming next. Operation Phoenix began in an old missile silo deep under the Rocky Mountains. Away from prying alien eyes, Dr. Alan Powell fixed the sabotaged quantum shield. This time, no one outside a small group of humans would know it worked until it was too late. "We need 3 years," President Reeves told the small team. 3 years to build what we need in secret. In public, Earth acted just as the aliens expected. Eric Mason continued to attend conclave meetings, pretending to accept the insults with a weak smile. He played the part of the hopeless human diplomat, while secretly gathering information on alien weaknesses. Commander Olivia Ward appeared to focus on small, unimportant projects. She publicly complained about budget cuts. Behind closed doors, she built a real fighting force. The Draconians think in straight lines, she told her pilots in a hidden training facility. They attack head-on because their ships are stronger. We'll use that against them. The Zinthari are telepaths, but they're lazy, explained Ryan Cooper, head of intelligence. They rely too much on reading minds and not enough on securing their computer systems. Around Earth, hidden factories work day and night. Old mining tunnels became shipyards. Ordinary-looking satellites contained pieces of advanced weapons. Step by step, piece by piece, humanity prepared. Dr. Powell worked with barely any sleep. His team fixed the quantum shield and made it better. They developed weapons that could pierce draconian armor at its weak points. Their scales overlap like this, he explained, showing a 3D model to weapons engineers. But there's a gap here, at the joint. 0.5 millimeter, but that's all we need. Captain Lisa Blackwood led quiet missions to gather intelligence. The U.S. Defiant, still looking old and weak on the outside, now carried hidden sensors that mapped alien ship movements. The Draconian ships always followed the same patrol routes, she reported. Every 6 hours, exactly the same path. They're predictable. At the conclave, the aliens continued to laugh at humans. When Eric suggested Earth join a trade agreement, the Draconian representative made a joke about monkeys trying to use computers. Everyone laughed except Eric, who smiled politely while memorizing which Draconian ships carried the most valuable cargo. 2 years into Operation Phoenix, a Zinthari ship detected unusual energy readings from Earth. They sent a science vessel to investigate. Let them see exactly what they expect to see, President Reeves ordered. When the alien ship arrived, they found humans testing a small, poorly designed shield that failed after 10 seconds. The Zinthari left, satisfied that humans were still primitive and no threat. They never detected the real shield facility hidden on the far side of the moon. At the 3-year mark, humanity was ready, but they needed the right moment to reveal their strength. That moment came when the Draconians decided to expand their mining to Mars. Mars is where we draw the line, said President Reeves in a private meeting. Commander Ward, is Space Force ready? Olivia nodded. We have 30 ships with quantum shields and targeted weapons. Captain Blackwood will lead the first engagement. Dr. Powell, will your technology work against their ships? Asked Eric. Alan looked tired but confident. The more they fire at us, the stronger our shields get. But the real surprise is the Zinthari countermeasure. President Reeves looked at each person in the room. Once we do this, there's no going back. The galaxy will never see humans the same way again. They think we're weak, said Lisa. They've never seen humans fight for survival. Then it's time to show them, said the president. Captain Blackwood, when the Draconian mining fleet reaches Mars orbit tomorrow, you have authorization to engage. Lisa stood straight. Yes, Madam President. The room was quiet. For 3 years they had prepared in secret, letting the galaxy laugh at them. Tomorrow, the laughter would stop. Lisa Blackwood stood on the bridge of the U.S. Defiant as it approached Mars orbit. Through the view screen, she could see 5 massive Draconian mining ships. Each one was at least 4 times the size of her vessel. Behind her, 29 other human ships moved into position, all looking small and weak next to the alien vessels. Captain, the Draconians are hailing us, said her communications officer. On screen, Lisa ordered, keeping her face calm. The reptilian face of the Draconian commander appeared. He looked annoyed rather than concerned. Human ships, you are interfering with authorized mining operations. Leave immediately. Lisa straightened her back. This is Captain Blackwood of Earth Space Force. Mars is a human planet. You are trespassing in Earth territory. Leave immediately, or we will remove you. For a moment, the Draconian stared at her. Then he burst out laughing, showing rows of sharp teeth. You? Remove us? With those toy ships? The alien commander turned to someone off-screen. The humans think they can fight. More laughter came from the Draconian bridge. The alien commander turned back to the screen. Very well, human. Since you insist on this foolishness, we will give you a lesson. One you won't survive to remember. The screen went dark. Lissa looked at her weapons officer. Target their lid ship. Aim for the joint sections we identified. Outside, the massive Draconian vessel turned toward the Defiant. Green energy gathered at its main cannon, a weapon that could easily destroy Lisa's ship with one shot. They're charging weapons, reported the sensor officer, voice tight with tension. Hold position, Lisa ordered. Wait for them to fire. The green energy beam shot from the Draconian ship, heading straight for the Defiant. Everyone on the bridge held their breath. The beam struck the Defiant and was absorbed by the invisible quantum shield. The ship shuddered slightly, but remained intact. On the Draconian vessel, the alien commander stared in shock. Impossible. Fire again. More green beams struck the Defiant. Each time, the quantum shield absorbed the energy, growing stronger. The blue glow of the shield became visible as it charged with power. Shields at 200% capacity, reported Lisa's engineer with a smile. Dr. Powell's design works perfectly. The more they hit us, the stronger we get. Lisa allowed herself a small smile. Return fire. Target their weak points. The Defiant fired precise beams that hit the tiny gaps between the Draconian ship's armor plates. Against any other opponent, these small gaps wouldn't matter. But the human weapons had been designed specifically for this purpose. The Draconian ship's engines failed, then its weapons. Within minutes, the massive vessel was drifting helplessly. The other Draconian ships turned to attack. The human fleet split into smaller groups, moving in patterns practiced countless times during the 3 years of preparation. No human ship took serious damage as their quantum shields absorbed every attack. One by one, the Draconian ships lost power, their systems failing as the human vessels targeted their weak points with surgical precision. In just 40 minutes, all 5 Draconian ships were disabled. Open a channel to all Draconian vessels, Lisa ordered. The reptilian face of the lead commander appeared again, no longer laughing. His scales had darkened with anger or fear. Lisa couldn't tell which. "This is impossible," he hissed. "Humans don't have this technology." "We do now," Lisa replied. "You will leave Mars orbit immediately. You will take a message to your leaders. Earth space is off-limits to all alien mining and military operations." News of the battle spread across the galaxy at light speed. No one had ever defeated a Draconian battle group so completely, especially not humans. On Earth, President Reeves addressed the world. "Today, humanity has defended its territory. We did not start this conflict, but we will end it. The galaxy has laughed at us for too long." In the Galactic Conclave, Ambassador Eric Mason walked into a chamber suddenly silent at his approach. No one was laughing now. The Zintheri were not amused by the Draconian defeat. Their silver eyes flashed with anger during the emergency conclave meeting. "One lucky battle doesn't make humans a threat," said the Zintheri ambassador. "We will handle this problem." Eric Mason watched silently as the aliens argued. 3 years ago, they wouldn't even have bothered discussing humans. Now Earth was the main topic. "The humans must have gotten help," insisted a Draconian general. "Their ships absorbed our weapons fire." Eric finally spoke. "We didn't get help. We just got tired of being laughed at." The room fell silent again. No one was used to a human speaking with such confidence. Back on Earth, Ryan Cooper prepared for the Zintheri attack. As head of intelligence, he knew how the silver-eyed aliens thought. "They'll try to use telepathy," he told President Reeves. "They think our minds are weak. They'll try to take over our leaders and make us surrender. Are we ready for that?" asked the president. Ryan nodded. Dr. Powell created a neural defense grid. It covers all major cities, but we should be prepared for them to attack soon. The attack came at dawn the next day. People in cities across Earth suddenly felt a strange pressure in their heads. The Zintheri had sent their strongest telepaths to break human will. But instead of finding easy targets, the alien minds hit a wall. Dr. Powell's neural grid not only blocked them but reversed the connection. Suddenly, the Zintheri telepaths were exposed. In his control center, Ryan Cooper watched as data flowed in from the trapped Zintheri minds. It worked. He told Commander Ward over a secure line. "We're getting everything. Their fleet positions, defense codes, military plans." "What about their allies?" asked Olivia. "That's the best part," Ryan said with a smile. "The Zintheri don't trust anyone. They've been spying on everyone. We now have intelligence on half the galaxy." The failed telepathic attack changed everything. The Zintheri had been so confident in their mental powers they had no backup plan. Now they were vulnerable, and they knew it. In space, the balance of power shifted quickly. Captain Blackwood's fleet, now joined by 15 more ships, moved beyond Mars. They targeted Zintheri outposts that had been spying on Earth for years. "Their shields are designed to stop physical weapons," Lisa told her crew as they approached a Zintheri station. "But our quantum phasers pass right through them." The Zintheri station fell in minutes. Inside, the humans found details about every alien operation in Earth's solar system. Commander Ward used this information to plan the next stage of the war. "We don't need to fight everyone," she told her officers. "Some species have been forced to work with the Draconians and Zintheri. They might become our allies." Earth reached out to the Arcturians, a peaceful species who had been bullied by the Draconians for centuries. They also contacted the Solari, whose home system had been taken by the Zintheri. Ambassador Mason met their representatives in secret. "We have a common enemy," he told them. "Together, we can create a balanced galaxy where no species dominates the others." One by one, smaller alien civilizations began to side with Earth. What had begun as a human fight for respect was becoming a galactic movement for equality. The major powers were furious. In an unprecedented move, the Draconians and Zintheri formed an alliance. "This has gone too far," the Draconian Emperor announced. "The humans must be eliminated. We will send our combined fleet to Earth and end this rebellion." When Eric Mason heard this news, he sent an urgent message to Earth. "They're coming with everything they have. 5,000 ships." President Reeves called an emergency meeting. "Can we win against those numbers?" Commander Ward looked at Dr. Powell, who nodded slowly. "We don't need to match their numbers," said Olivia. "We just need to be smarter. And we have something they don't have." "What's that?" asked the president. "Nothing left to lose," said Olivia. "They've been on top so long they fear losing everything. We've been at the bottom. We can only rise." The combined Draconian and Zintheri fleet gathered at the edge of Earth's solar system. 5,000 ships of all sizes filled the emptiness of space. Their weapons could destroy planets. Their numbers seemed endless. Against them, Earth had just over 100 ships. "This is bad math," said President Reeves during the final War Council. Olivia Ward, now promoted to Admiral, smiled slightly. "Numbers aren't everything. We've studied how they fight. The Draconians and Zintheri have never worked together before. They don't trust each other. And their commanders are lazy," added Lisa Blackwood. "They rely on overwhelming force, not clever tactics." Ryan Cooper pointed to the star map. "We've placed our allies in key positions. When the enemy fleet enters this area near Jupiter, the Arcturians will disrupt their communications. They won't be able to coordinate their attack." Dr. Powell spoke last. "The quantum shields on our ships are now 3 times stronger than when we first tested them, and I've developed something new." He showed them a small device. "This can temporarily disable Zintheri telepathy. Their ship captains rely on mind-linking with their crews. Without it, they'll be confused and slow." The next day, as the enemy fleet approached Jupiter, Admiral Ward spoke to the combined human forces. "They thought we were weak. They laughed at us. Today, we show them who humans really are." The battle began with the enemy fleet moving confidently toward Earth. Their formation was perfect until they passed Jupiter. Suddenly, their communications went silent. The Arcturians had kept their promise. The Draconian ships continued forward, but the Xanthari vessels hesitated. Already, the enemy plan was falling apart. Earth's ships moved in small, fast groups, targeting the gaps between enemy formations. While the alien vessels were big and powerful, they turned slowly. The human ships darted between them, firing precisely at weak points. Group 3, target the Xanthari command ship, ordered Admiral Ward from her flagship. Groups 1 and 2 continue disrupting the Draconian right flank. From the U.S. Defiant, now leading Group 3, Lisa Blackwood led the attack on the massive Xanthari command vessel. As they approached, her weapons officer activated Dr. Powell's new device. Inside the Xanthari ship, chaos erupted as telepathic connections between crew members suddenly failed. By the time they switched to verbal communications, Lisa's ships had already damaged their main engines. In another part of the battlefield, the Draconian forces tried to regroup. Without contact with the Xanthari, they'd returned to their standard tactics: direct, powerful attacks. But these were exactly the moves that human ships had practiced against for 3 years. The quantum shields glowed bright blue as they absorbed Draconian fire. Human ships took hits that would have destroyed them before, but now they grew stronger with each blast. Hour after hour, the battle raged across the space near Jupiter. Despite being outnumbered, the human fleet held its position. The Solari arrived with their ships, attacking the Draconian rearguard. More alien species, long bullied by the major powers, joined the fight on Earth's side. By the end of the day, hundreds of enemy ships had retreated or been disabled. The rest were scattered and disorganized. On his flagship, the Draconian Emperor watched in disbelief as his perfect plan collapsed. How? He demanded of his generals. How are the humans doing this? None could answer. In the Galactic Conclave, now meeting in emergency session, Ambassador Eric Mason stood to address the nervous representatives. For years you laughed at humanity. You took our resources. You sabotaged our progress. You thought we were weak. Eric paused, looking around the room. We are not weak. We never were. We were patient. News of the battle spread across the galaxy. Species that had feared the Draconians and Xanthari for centuries watched in amazement as humans stood against them. The war was not over. Many enemy ships remained, but something had changed forever in the galaxy. No one was laughing at humans anymore. 3 months after the great battle near Jupiter, representatives from across the galaxy gathered on Earth's moon. The large meeting hall had been built quickly for this historic event. Outside its windows, the blue-green Earth hung in the blackness of space. Eric Mason stood at the entrance, greeting each alien delegate. Many had never visited the human system before. Some had only recently stopped fighting against Earth. All now looked at humans with new eyes. "Welcome to Luna Base," Eric said to the Draconian representative. The reptilian alien was not the Emperor, but a high-ranking minister. The Emperor had refused to come. "This is unexpected," said the Draconian, looking around at the human-built base. "We did not think your kind capable of such engineering." "There's a lot you didn't know about us," replied Eric with a small smile. Inside the main chamber, Admiral Olivia Ward stood with President Reeves. Both women wore formal uniforms that showed Earth's new confidence. "The Xanthari delegation just arrived," Olivia said quietly. "Their prime telepathic refused to come, but they sent 3 council members." "And our allies?" asked the president. "All here, the Arcturians, the Solari, even the Palladian Federation, plus representatives from 15 other species who want to join our coalition." As the meeting began, President Reeves addressed the gathered aliens. For too long, the galaxy was ruled by those with the biggest ships and the oldest empires. Smaller, younger species had no voice. Earth was laughed at because we were new. That ends today. The Xanthari representative stood, his silver eyes flashing. "You won Earth's battle, but you cannot change the order of the galaxy. We have ruled for 10,000 years. And perhaps that's the problem, said President Reeves calmly. The galaxy needs new ideas, not old habits. Dr. Alan Powell presented the first proposal. Earth will share its quantum shield technology with all peaceful worlds. No longer will the strong be able to bully the weak. This announcement caused murmurs among the delegates. Such technology sharing was unheard of in galactic politics. Next, Captain Lisa Blackwood, now promoted to fleet commander, outlined a new defense alliance. Any world that wishes to join will receive protection. In return, they help protect others. We stand together. The draconian minister hissed. You think you can replace us as the galaxy's power? You are still just humans. Ryan Cooper, who had been quiet until now, spoke up. Being just human means we adapt. We learn. We change. When's the last time the Draconian Empire tried something new? The negotiations continued for days. Some shouted. Some threatened. But in the end, the new Galactic Charter was signed. The old powers kept their territories, but lost their special privileges. Smaller species gained equal votes in the new council. 1 month later, Eric Mason took his seat as Earth's first representative on the Galactic Council. The chamber was different now. The great table was round, with every seat the same size. No species sat higher than others. Back on Earth, Admiral Ward watched the first joint fleet exercises. Ships from Earth flew alongside vessels from 7 other worlds, training together. Did you ever think we'd see this day? Asked President Reeves, standing beside her. No, admitted Olivia. But it's a better galaxy now. In his laboratory, Dr. Powell worked with scientists from 3 different alien worlds. Together, they designed ships that could explore beyond the galaxy's edge. We're going to find new civilizations, he told his team. And we'll treat them with respect from the beginning. As Lisa Blackwood prepared to lead the first exploration mission, she stood on the bridge of her new ship and remembered how aliens used to laugh at humans. No one was laughing now. Instead, they were listening, learning, working together. In just a few years, humans had gone from being the galaxy's joke to its hope for a better future, not because they were stronger or smarter than everyone else, but because when pushed too far, humans fought back. And when they won, they chose to build something better than what came before. The galaxy had laughed at humans until humans went to war. Now the galaxy looked to humans to lead the way to peace.